Hey everybody, this is DWalk316. So today I'm going to go over my Cowboy Fanhood history. First off, I was born in Woodbury, New Jersey on September 3rd, 1987. So before any of you Cowboy fans or any other fan go out there thinking I'm a bandwagoner or a fairweather fan, hear my story first, okay? Around the early 90s, I wasn't into football. I was primarily raised by my grandparents, not my parents. Nothing against my parents. I was primarily raised by my grandparents because they were Cowboy fans. And that's how I knew all about the Dallas Cowboys, from my grandparents. Not my parents, because my mother was an Eagles fan and my dad would just follow whatever team that would help him win big. Okay, I didn't get into the Cowboys until around 1994 when I was 7 years old, when my grandfather got me Madden 94 for my Sega Genesis. I started playing Madden a little bit, helped me understand the game a little bit. Hung out with my friends who are all Cowboys fans, because most of my friends were Cowboy fans back in the day. After that, my first Cowboys game that I remember that I enjoyed was on Thanksgiving Day when the Cowboys beat the Green Bay Packers, where Jason Garrett, who was taking over for Troy Aikman when he was injured, made the greatest comeback on Thanksgiving history and in Cowboy history. And please, we all see that game half the time on NFL Network. Also remember the playoff run. I didn't like the part where we lost to the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship. Then 95 came. That's when I was really fully into football. And that's when my grandfather got me jerseys. Troy Aikman jersey. Emmitt Smith's jersey. Michael Irvin's jersey. Darren Woodson's jersey. Leon Lett's jersey. And then my uncle from my dad's side, who's a Cowboys fan, lives in PA, got me Deion Sanders' jersey. Okay. Now, from the 95 season, I remember, which was my very, very first Cowboys game that I went to, was in the old Giants Stadium against the Giants when the Cowboys on Monday Night Football shut them out and ran when Emmitt Smith ran over 100 yards. Many games I remember from that season was the Cowboys' overtime victory over the Minnesota Vikings when Emmitt Smith rushed it into the end zone. Us beating the San Diego Chargers when Daryl Moose Johnson and Emmitt Smith ran it over them. Same thing with the Falcons when Moose ran over them. And when Deion Sanders made his Dallas Cowboys debut against his old team. And Michael Irvin's circus catch on Thanksgiving against the Kansas City Chiefs. Us winning against the Arizona Cardinals on Christmas Day when we clinched the division and got the bye in the playoffs. Now, the bad parts of the season I didn't like, which was Aikman going down against the Washington Redskins, where we lost our undefeated season, and we got swept by the Skins. Getting killed by the Niners at home. December from hell. Going for it on fourth down at the vet against the Eagles. But the main thing I liked about that season was our playoff run, when we beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the divisional playoffs. And then we won the NFC Championship against the Green Bay Packers. And then beating the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl to get our 5th Super Bowl victory and my very first Super Bowl victory that I enjoyed. Then after that, started the infamous saying of, haven't won a playoff game since 1996 when we lost to the Carolina Panthers twice, the Arizona Cardinals, the Minnesota Vikings, the New York Giants in the divisional, which we would have won if Creighton hadn't dropped that pass. Moving right along. Then after that was coaching of Chan Gailey era, where we had Rocket Ishmael, Aikman, Emmitt, and all those guys still. Irvin, where his neck got broken, which Philadelphia cheered, and which is the reason why I cannot stand the Philadelphia Eagles on a personal note. I'll get into that a little later. Then after that we had the worst coach ever by Dave Campo, where we had Quincy Carter for our quarterback, first game in his rookie year when he got injured by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then after that we had Clint Sterner, Ryan Lee, Drew Henson, Chad Hutchison, Drew Bledsoe, Vinny Testaverde, and then when we finally got our permanent quarterback in Tony Romo. To everyone out there that think Romo's a choke artist, he's not that good, he sucks, he blows it. To all the haters out there, look what he did this season. Coming off a transfer process, coming off a back injury. He had one of the greatest seasons, in my opinion, this year. And I think he will have another one again. With our dominant offensive line, whomever our running back may be this year, either McFadden or Joseph Randall, and with our defense this year, we are a contender. And to all out there that think we are, fuck y'all. Moving right along. Now, all the memorabilia that I have currently today has a lot of history in it. I have a ton of Cowboy winter hats. I have Cowboy shirts, like this one right here. Has a lot of history in it. The 2009... Whoops, hold on guys. A little fucked up here. Okay, here we go. The 2009 NFC East Division Championship Playoffs. I got this shirt right on the day of when and this is emotional when I got this shirt. My grandfather had gotten to a diabetic coma. I thought he was going to die, and on that day I got this shirt, and when the Cowboys were playing the Eagles in a wild card, so upset. But I knew right then and there, my grandfather would say, David, watch the game, whatever the outcome is. I did. They beat the Eagles, and the next day, he recovered. It's like the best medicine for me and him. I'll start with me, 2012, when I got diagnosed with leukemia. I didn't think I was going to make it and pull through. But when the Cowboys beat the Eagles in 2012 in the Link, my strength came back and everything. The Cowboys was like medicine I needed right there. Also, this shirt right here. Cowboys Run the East shirt. When we won the division last year. This shirt gives a lot of emotion to me because my grandmother died on Christmas Eve 2003 when the Cowboys went back to the playoffs. And this shirt gave a lot of emotion. Was during that week of Christmas Eve. The Cowboys made it to the playoffs, won the division. I was thinking about, I got upset. I'm thinking about, my grandmother was still here. She'd be so proud to see that they made the playoffs again. And then they won the division. And it brought a tear to my eye with that one. I also have a 2007 one, but it's a long sleeve. It's at my mom's house. Okay. And I have other jersey, which is a Tony Romo jersey. Marion Barber jersey. Keyshawn Johnson. Roy Williams, the wide receiver. Roy Williams, the defender. T.O. Way old school Terry Glenn's jersey, a throwback. Julius Jones. And then finally, one of my favorite players on the Dallas Cowboys, Dez Bryant. One of my favorite players on the Cowboys. He's up there with Troy Aikman, Emmett, and Michael Irvin, Dion, and Darren Woodson. But on the current roster, he is one of my favorite players on the Dallas Cowboys. Moving right along. Since then, I haven't been to the old AT&T Stadium since 2009. The last game that I've seen with the Cowboys play, I've only been to two, which were when the Cowboys played the Seahawks in 2009 and when the Cowboys played the Raiders on Thanksgiving in 2009. Since then, I haven't been to AT&T Stadium since, due to being in school, due to work. 2011 and 12, I couldn't go because due to my own health being messed up. 13, my grandfather's health with his diabetes. I had to take care of him, couldn't go. Last Cowboys game that I've been to with my grandfather was when they played the Eagles in 2013 when I got this hat, when they won 13-6. Please, I will make it my mission to go to another Cowboy game at AT&T Stadium. If I could ever get the money, that's what I need, if I can save up. But since I got rent and I save up for this apartment, it's going to be a while. Think about it. I'd like to go when they play against the Seattle Seahawks or the Philadelphia Eagles. Most likely the Eagles. But I'll get into my hatred on them a little later. Okay. And the last Cowboys game that I have been to last year was against the Giants with the catch at the new Meadowlands Stadium, which I've been to twice when we spoiled their Super Bowl party and when we beat them in the catch. And when we beat the Eagles last year, which led to the division wins. And now I'm thinking about, when I get into this, I'm thinking about, I might join the TTC, might not, but come the season, I'll talk about the Cowboys, how they're going to win, what they'll do. If they do lose, I'll own up and be a man about it, say, hey, we lost, and That's how it is. We won, I will be on here. But speaking of which, how I feel about the Eagles, and how I said, because I used to have two other jerseys in here that you don't see, which was a DeMarco Murray jersey and a Miles Austin jersey. But since they both went to Philadelphia, I have two words for them. Fuck you both. And fuck the schools that you went to. Fuck the University of Oklahoma, and fuck Monmouth University. And while I'm on the subject of my hatred for the Eagles fan, I'll say on a personal note why I can't stand the Philadelphia Eagle fan base, and I'll go to it. In 2006, when the Cowboys played the Eagles were beating us, and me and my friend got drunk so we could not remember that night. But Cowboys made a comeback and came back and won. All of a sudden, we get jumped when we go right to the car. I suffered 16 stitches in the back of my head. And to this day, that scar is still into my head to this day. You cannot see it because it's buried in my hair. There is a reason why I cannot stand the Philadelphia Eagles fan base, why I can't stand Eagles fans in general. That's why half the time when I go to the lake, I gotta either have somebody with me, or escort, or wear a flak jacket when I go there. Because of what goes down. And trust me, if I do decide to join a TTC, I have a whole lot of trash talk on Eagles. I can start with one right now. Hell, the only thing the Eagles ever been good for is blowing it in the Super Bowl to the Patriots because your best wide receiver decided to bitch and moan. Also, you get a receiver to replace the man of that player who is now a known racist who likes to spout the N-word off. Oh, you also have now two running backs that can't stay healthy at times. One that had, now both of them will be running out of gas pretty soon. And you have a quarterback who's coming off an ACL injury that can't do anything and who tears in the preseason. And you also had one wide receiver who was very, very good, but he got cut because he has alleged gang ties. And you have a coach who coaches with arrogance and doesn't know what the fuck he's doing at times. I can keep this going and going, but I do digress. But after hearing that whole story right now, you be the judge on whether or not if I am a fair weather, a bandwagoner, or a true Cowboy fan. The choice is yours. Oh, and anyone who is an Eagles fan that has any comments about me against the Dallas Cowboys, you can write your little stuff in the comments. You can call me asshole, nigger, whatever. I don't really give a shit. Say what you want about me. I frankly don't give a damn. It's your boy D-Walk. I'm out.